Those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. This is Success with Srini.
On the podcast today, I'm sharing a simple formula on how you can take any failure you have and turn it into a success. Something that I tried numerous times with myself and with several of my coaching clients. This works. I want you to try. And if you think you found value on today's podcast, do me a favor. If you're watching this on YouTube or maybe listening to this on a podcasting app, like, rate, review, comment, share, all the good stuff. Okay, so let's get into this. A question has come up. Numerous times I've seen this with my coaching clients asking me and myself also with myself. So here is how we turn a failure into success. By the way, there are so many other formulas and so many different approaches. My approach is a little bit different, so I want you to listen to this. Very difficult to explain this on an audio format like this, but if I'm running this on a slide, if I'm doing this as a presentation, you'll get it in a better way than simply listening to this. There are 4 steps on how you can take any failure you have and turn that into success. I'm going to walk you through all these 4 steps, so stay with me. The step number 1 is you got to acknowledge that yes, you failed. That's the step number 1. The sooner we accept that we failed, we cut down the recovery time. We increase the value of the response, the way we're going to respond to that. And the chances are that this mistake can be rectified or this failure can be overcome in such a way that second time around it's not going to happen. Okay, so step number 1 is to acknowledge. Most people don't. And here is the truth about failures. Everybody has encountered failures. Today, if I measure my day today, since the morning I woke up, already within the last 2-3 hours, there are enough number of mistakes I've already made. If I take this podcast right now, 2.5 minutes into this podcast, I've already made a few mistakes. So mistakes are happening everywhere. And mistakes, in a way, are also failures if you seriously think about it. So acknowledge that you failed or there is failure or something has gone wrong. That's the first step. The second step here is, instead of taking that on the subject that is you, instead of you taking, I failed, you say, whatever I'm doing failed. So that means you're now transferring the responsibility onto the object. Whatever you are working with or working through or whatever the objective is, now that objective has failed and the failure is in the object itself, not the subject, which is you. Very important distinction you got to make. Then every failure has lessons. There are some learnings, there are some lessons. Now, when we talk about lessons, some learnings are obvious. They're visible. You can see, I know where I went wrong with this. Those mistakes, they speak to you. They're obvious, they're visible. But then there are some that are invisible. What we will do now is, we'll take the obvious one and we're going to go to the step number 3, which is, we try to fix it and test it. Go to test. We fix it and test it. When we are fixing and testing, what we're trying to do here is we're repeating this whole thing one more time. We are repeating. As we are testing this, there are 2 outcomes. Either we succeed or we fail. You succeed or fail. If we fail, we go back and repeat. We succeed, then we have a new awakening. We have a new understanding. There is something that a lesson learned and objective attained. We go back, if we have time, we go back and we pick up the second lesson and try to fix it. And again, test it. We test it. We repeat the whole process. We test it. We succeed. We now have a new awakening. And then if not, we go back and repeat it. There are a couple of things that have to happen as we loop through this. Okay. The first and foremost is our motivation level has to be consistent. There are some constants here. Motivation level, constant. As you're repeating, you're iterating through the process, your motivation level should not go down. This is the reason why this process works effectively when you are working on projects which has teams. That means different people bring different perspectives and people pull the people who are down up. Okay? Then the second constant is no fear. So if you have fear, you will not take chances. You don't take chances, there is no lessons learned. And there is no validation of that lesson. So it's not just about learning a lesson, but also validating that whatever lesson you learned is also meaningful. That means it works. Okay? Now, in life, okay, let's take this formula. There's 4 parts to this, right? First, acknowledging, then identifying the lesson, whatever that is, and implementing that lesson and testing. So if the test is successful, then we have awakened ourselves. If not, then we go back and keep on repeating whatever we learned so that we succeed. This is very hard. This is not easy. Most people quit. Some people even quit before even trying. But some people quit after first failure or second failure. But then your true character is when you go from failure to failure or disappointment to disappointment without losing enthusiasm. So you lose enthusiasm, everything is gone, everything is over. Warren Buffett said something incredible. He said, there are few things in life that you need to get them right. Only few things in life you need to get them right. While making sure that those few things you get them right, you should also not do too many things wrong. So if I have to sum this up, I think I got it right. Maybe you get the idea. I think I conveyed the idea. I don't know forgot the exact quote. There are 3 things that we need to get right in this life. 3 things. Everything else will take care of itself. The first is money. Then health. Then relationships. Now for you, it could be health, money, relationships, or it could be relationships, health, money, whichever way you want to sort this out. Those are the 3 things that you need to get right. And everything else from there on will take care of itself. And here's the funny part. You are following this formula without knowing over and over again, in maybe while trying to make money or while trying to gain back health or maybe trying to fix a relationship. You are looping through this. Yeah, and you're on and on and on. And my idea is this podcast today gave you an insight. If it did, as I said, please write a review, write a comment. You're watching this on YouTube. Please subscribe, please share, please like, and press the bell icon, all that stuff on YouTube. That way I can reach more people. Selfish ask. Okay, that's all for now. Wherever you are, be safe, and I'll be here tomorrow with another podcast episode of the day. Till such time, bye now.